Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? Hope you are doing well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also well. Welcome to NIBS Home School. Here I am Lokman Hossain is going to conduct an English class for the students of class 8. Our today's topic is punctuation marks and capitalization. In your exam question paper, you will get this type of topic at the last portion of the question paper. A passage will be given. In the passage, some text or some sentences will be gathered there, and in this passage there will be no used any punctuation marks or capitalization. You have to fix them. You have to write the passage carefully and properly and correctly. So I'll discuss today some rules of punctuation marks, and these are very important topic for you. Let's have a look. Our first rules is full stop. You know that there are lots of punctuation marks. Among them, full stop is a very important one. At the end of assertive sentence, we know that at the end of assertive, imperative and optative sentence, we must use full stop. At the end of the sentence, we must use full stop. Let's have an example. Let's have the first one is Mr. Rahman is a good doctor. Here I used full stop because this is an assertive sentence. At the end of assertive sentence, we must give full stop. Second one, give me a pen, is our imperative sentence. At the end of this sentence, we must use full stop. Last one is may Allah bless you, is our optative sentence, and we also use full stop at the end of optative sentence also. Second one is comma. Comma, we should use comma in case in apposition. My first rule is case in apposition. What is case in apposition? Case in apposition is a form of grammar where a person's designation and his introduction will be given using comma after comma. If I say Mr. Rafiq, comma, principal of our college, here principal of our college is a designation of Mr. Rafiq, and then again comma, was a good man. I am talking about Mr. Rafiq, who was our principal, and he was also a good man. Here we used comma. Next one is more than one pair words. If there are more than one pairs in a sentence, then the comma should be used between the pairs. If I say high and low, comma, black and white, comma, rich and poor, then comma. Okay. Next one is after reporting verb of direct speech. You have already learned about in our narration class that in our reported speech, here is a example of reporting verb and reported speech. We know that the inside of inverted comma is our reported speech, and where there is a subject and verb, that is our reporting verb. After using this reporting verb, we must give a comma. He said, comma, I am well. He said, then comma, I am well. Okay, next one, adverb clause. Adverb clause at the beginning of sentence. Whenever we will use any adverb clause at the beginning of a sentence, then we must use comma first, then the rest of the part of sentence. If I say, if he came, I would go. Here we must give comma if he came, after came. If I say, if he came, that is our adverbial clause, and after this adverbial clause we must give this comma. Then the rest part of the sentence, I would go. If he came, I would go. So after adverbial clause we must use comma. Okay, next one is use of semicolon. If these conjunctions bear, some conjunctions are there, you know, yet, nevertheless, however, still, but. If these conjunctions bear in a sentence the opposite meaning, then just before this conjunction we must need to use semicolon. If I say, here is the example, he had all the qualifications. He had all the qualifications, then I used here colon. Yet he didn't get the job. Here the first part bears positive meaning, having all qualifications. Having all qualification, he didn't get a job. So the first part of sentence bear positive meaning and the last part of the sentence bear negative meaning. Between this we must use colon. Okay, next one, use of colon. Sorry, we talked about semicolon. Now we are going to talk about semicolon, only colon. To explain something, then we must use colon. To indicate something, to explain something, or whenever we try to give explanation or we try to give example, then we use colon sign. Okay, if I say explain the statement, then we must use colon. Explain the statement, then we must use colon sign. Then the speech is here. Sweet are the uses of adversity. You must explain this. That's why I use here colon. Okay, next one is in dialogue. After the speaker's name, we must use colon also. In our dialogue, we also use colon after the speaker's name. After the speaker's name, we must use colon. If I say, Rumi, how are you? After the speaker's name, we must use colon sign. Okay, then use of note of interrogation mark is very easy for you, because to make a question in a sentence, we must use at the end of the sentence question mark. If I say, what do you want? At the end of the sentence, we of course use here question mark. What do you want? But this interrogative sentence can be in different ways or various ways. We can use at the beginning of an interrogative sentence modal auxiliary also, or we can use be verb also. So we can make many questions by using modal auxiliary or be verb or WS question also. But you must remember at the end of the sentence you have to use question mark. Okay, next one is use of exclamation marks. At the end of exclamatory sentence or at the end of interjection, we must use this sign. What type of sign? Exclamatory sign. If I say, what a nice camera it is. If I say, what a nice video it is. This is our exclamatory sentence. At the end of this sentence, I used here exclamatory sign. Or at the end of interjection also, we also use interjection sign. Wow! It's also a sudden feeling. It's an interjection. After this interjection word, we must use this interjection exclamatory sign. Okay, next one. To indicate any special name or thing, then we must use also this. Oh, sorry, we are talking about inverted comma is left. Now it's inverted comma. To cover a speech of any person, we must use inverted comma. Any speech of any person should be covered, should be bracketed by using inverted comma. We use or usually use in our reported speech. The type of sign we use in our reported speech in narration. Okay, if I say, are you coming with us? Here's a reported speech. But before and after of this reported speech, we used here inverted comma in both sides. Okay, another option, to indicate any special name or thing, we must use this inverted comma. Hamlet is a drama written by William Shakespeare. Hamlet is a drama written by William Shakespeare. Okay, now use of apostrophe. To make short a word, we use inverted comma. If I say, what does mean it? Here that is our apostrophe. That is our apostrophe and is called apostrophe S. And is our apostrophe and is our call apostrophe S. What does mean it? It means that here are two words, what is, but these two words are mingled here all together, what's in a short. This is our short form apostrophe. Okay. Next, to make a word into plural form also we use apostrophe. In 1990s, then we used also apostrophe. Next one is use of hyphen. Use of hyphen. To add the compound words into one, then we must use this type of sign, hyphen. If I say father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, between this word we have to use that type of sign. Okay, next, use of dash. A sudden change in thinking or feeling. Whenever a sudden change occurred in your thinking or in feeling, then we must use the type of sign dash. If I say, if I had not lost all my wealth, but who I think of the past, here is used dash. Okay, next one is use of brackets. To explain something in details, we must use brackets. If I say, I had lost all, I had very important documents with me. The details information is here. I had very important information with me, but it's a matter of sorrow that I had lost everything. Okay. Now, use of capital letters is very easy for you. In your question paper, some letters will be given randomly in a small letter, but you have to change them into capitalization. Here, the first one is first letter of every sentence. Whenever you start writing, your first letter of every sentence should be capital. And any language name, the first letter, first alphabet should be capital. Next one is the first line of English poem should be capital. The first line of English poem should be capital. Okay, then to mention any religion and religious books, the first letter or first alphabet should be capital. If I say the Holy Quran, here the T-H-E, the first letter T should be capital. If I say the Bible, here also the first letter should be capital. Next one is to indicate proper noun. To indicate proper noun, first letter should be capital. If I say a person's name, Rafiq, Mr. Rafiq, Mr. Jabbar, the first alphabet should be capital. Or any place name, Dhaka, D should be capital. Silet, S should be capital. Chattogram, C should be capital. Okay. Next one is every first letter of any institution's name, organization's name and other business institution. If I say National Ideal English Version School, here the first letter N should be capital because it's the name of an institution. It's like that every organization's name, every company name, the first letter should be capital. Okay, this next one is before the name of ship, train or place. If you mention any ship name, the Titanic, the T should be capital. Or any train name or any place name, you must use the first letter, first alphabet should be capital. So, my beloved student, this is all about our today's class. We have reached at the end of our today's class. Now, take your HW. This is my HW number 10, exercise of capitalization and punctuation marks. Here, question is here. Question started from here. Look at the board. Do you think it's easy to pass English, said Talha? Here you can see there is not given any comma, full stop, semicolon, nothing is here. And there is not used here capitalization. You must change them, you must write them correctly. Said Talha, no, said Tabassum, but why are you so careless of English? I don't feel interest in this subject. Oh, I see. The very important thing, last one is, if I is used and I indicates me, I mean first person, I indicates first person, me, then this I always should be capital in letter. Then this I always should be capital. So, my beloved students, I hope you have understood our today's class. Keep practicing at home and read your main textbook. Stay home, stay safe, and submit this HW coming Sunday and collect the previous HW also. Don't go outside, listen to your parents. See you soon with next video. Allah Hafiz.